Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report. Matthew Peterson from Chat Sports, your host here, answering your questions from a live Cleveland Browns Report, which airs every Thursday at 4 Eastern. So if you want to be on a mailbag, very simple, join us for our live show. That way you can get a spot on screen. First question comes in from a longtime viewer of the channel, Ballers, asking, are the rumors true about Deshaun Watson being suspended for the whole season? No. Well, they're rumors. Now, how true are the rumors? Not that true. I have heard anything from 4 games to a whole season. Does the Browns, does the NFL want to make Deshaun Watson the Trevor Bauer like the MLB did? I don't think that's all that likely. What's different is the NFL is a different process for suspending players. They have arbitration. They have an arbiter who is going to hand down her assessment on what a suspension could look like. So I would not put my money on a whole season. If I had to bet on the amount of games he would be suspended, I would say 6 over a whole season for sure. Marcus Smith has our next question. When will Baker be traded, and when will a Watson decision happen? Best guess. Okay. I think here's a good question. Good question, Marcus. What will happen first? A Watson decision or a Baker suspension? But when will Baker be traded? At this rate, Andrew Berry is very deep in his foxhole in the Ardennes Forest, and he is going to wait until an injury happens or until the Seahawks or the Panthers cave and go, you called our bluff. Baker is better than Drew Lock. He's better than Sam Darnold. We'll give up a day 3 pick. Give us Baker. As for Deshaun Watson decision, best guess, they met with him about 2 weeks ago, which tends to signal that they're coming to an end. So my guess is they'll try to time it up with a news dump. I'll say late June. How about that? Another 2 to 3 weeks before the 4th of July. That would be my best guess. Easy Dinger has our next question on the show. Personally, I would love to see the Browns trade for Tyler Lockett. He doesn't have to be a top receiver on the team, but when he is healthy, he is elite. What do you think? I think you're on the right path. Tyler Lockett's probably not appreciated enough. The guy has 3 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons, and he's not even the best receiver on his own team. He's kind of been in the shadows of Doug Baldwin and now DK Metcalf. Now, after June 1st, it's a lot easier to trade for Tyler Lockett, but they gave him an extension 2 years ago, a year ago. They like him a lot. I don't think the Browns have the ammunition to offer much up to get him in a trade, so I don't see it being all that likely, but it's a fun idea at least. But I would say no, it's not going to happen, but I'd love for it to happen. Ronald371 has the next question on the show. Do you see that the spa owner said? Do you see what the spa owner said about Watson giving her $5,000? I think he's going to get an 8-game suspension. Also graduating high school in 1 hour, but must watch the. Ronald, this guy gets it. I would say let's crack open a cold one, but I'm guessing you're not over 21 if you're graduating in an hour. Shout out to you. I would say congrats on graduating high school, but maybe you're a part of the C's Get Degrees crew. Shout out to me. So no worries there. But I did see that story to answer your question. 8-game suspension. I said 6. Wouldn't be blown away if it's 8. The NFL did not give the Browns a lot of early primetime games this year. To me, that was a little bit of a sign of them thinking he's not going to play early in the season. Hey, congrats on graduating, by the way. Scorpion, LLX, what are your feelings on Otto Graham Stadium or Paul Brown Stadium? All right, both legends right there. Not too high in Paul Brown Stadium. That exists. So I would go to Otto Graham Stadium if I had to pick between one of the two right there. But I would pick either of those. Well, Paul Brown, like I said, the Bengals. I don't know. First Energy Stadium is not a very fun name. Like, there are some cool stadiums out there. There are some bad ones out there. All right, Guaranteed Rate Field for the White Sox might be the worst stadium name in all of sports. So I would say give me Otto Graham, but really give me anything over First Energy. It's just not that exciting of a name. Next question comes in from Zachary Skinner. If A.J. Green were available, would you prefer him or Julio Jones? If you asked me this question last year, I say Julio Jones every single time, right? Now, A.J. Green was much better than Julio last year. A.J. Green surprised me after having some downish years to end his time with the Bengals. What he did last year with the Cardinals blew my expectations out of the water. So I would say A.J. Green, honestly. Julio has not looked like the Julio we all know him to be. the last 2 seasons, one in Atlanta, one in Tennessee. So give me A.J. Green, and maybe he knows the weak points at the Bengals Stadium and can give some insider trading. And I don't know. Yeah, I'll take A.J. Green. My favorite drink, sweet tea out here. Browns, could you see the Browns trading anyone? We talked a lot about the Browns trading 4 players. This isn't really a team that's looking to unload assets right now, although if you think about it, they don't have a ton of draft capital moving forward. Right, here are their 2023 draft picks as of now. They don't have a first. They still got 2 day 2 picks, a second and a third. But what if Andrew Berry goes, you know what? We've got some players that are worth something, and they're not going to get a lot of playing time. One player, for example, that could be Stephen Weatherly. This was a free agent signing that I think 80% of people forgot happened. Sorry, Stephen. But I always felt that was a signing that was a bit of an insurance policy on Jadeveon Clowney. Now that you got him back, and you got Chase Winovich, and you drafted Alex Wright, makes you wonder, could you get something for Weatherly, who was traded last year, if memory serves me correct, from the Vikings to the Broncos? So there's clearly some GM out there that likes the idea of trading for Weatherly. So can you find another 2.5 sacks last year? I'd be interested in trading someone to get an extra pick back after losing, a good crop to land Deshaun Watson. Speaking of trades, what is your favorite Browns trade of all time? There is a sneaky correct answer. Maybe the Brock Osweiler trade, right? You took on a lot of money, but you got some picks. And one of those picks turned out to be a very good player who is in the backfield for the Cleveland Browns. So let me know what your favorite Browns trade of all time is. I don't think we're going to get many votes for Odell Beckham Jr., but maybe you liked Olivier Vernon so much that you wanted that to be the number 1 trade. Another question coming in from my guy, Scorpion. I keep hearing Kareem Hunt being traded to the Bengals. Do you think that will happen? No, that will not happen. One, I don't want to see Hunt traded. This is a team that's ready to win right now. Now, if a team wants to blow the Browns out with an offer they can't refuse, like a second or a third rounder for a 27-year-old running back on the last year of his contract, you had my curiosity. Now you have my interest, okay? So is it going to happen with the Bengals? No, they're not going to trade within the division. Praise the Sun. Do you think we will hold on to all 5 of our running backs? So at OTAs yesterday, that's tough to say, at OTAs on Wednesday, Demetric Felton was getting some work in with the wide receivers. You know that there are 3 locks, okay? I would argue 4, honestly, but you know that Chubb, Hunt, and Johnson are all locks on this roster. I'm guessing Jerome Ford is a lock too, right? You just drafted him in the 5th round. Now, he's not in capital lock land like the other 3 guys are. But Felton right there kind of on the edge. You could maybe try to put him on the practice squad and hope another team doesn't pick him up. But I'm guessing he would be picked up because you see running backs get injured all the time. Look at the Ravens last year. I think one way or another, Andrew Berry finds a spot for all 5 of these players on the Browns roster next season. So, yes, I will say the Browns do hold on to all 5 of their running backs right now. We are powered today by Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. So, here at the Browns Report, we are second in the Chat Sports pecking order for the number of subscribers over there. So, if you want to find more ways to get uncensored Browns content, news, sports, whatever it may be, check us out at Rumble by going to rumble.com/Browns Report. Links in the comments and the description. Let's take over for the number 1 spot from the Chiefs and get the Giants off our tail. Sub to us over at Rumble by going to rumble.com/Browns Report. Zachary Skinner with here we go. We got a super chat. Shout out to you, Zach. Appreciate you, my guy. I've just got some water right now, so I'm going to chug this like really hard. Oh, that's harsh. Oh, God. That went around. But appreciate you, Zach. Thank you so much for the donation. We got to find some more funds, too, because my dog's got one too many toys now. Now I'm stepping on dog toys anytime I walk around my apartment. So thank you so much for the super chat, Zach. Really appreciate it. So let's get moving on here to the next question on today's show. Comes in from Kid Wilson, a longtime viewer of the channel. Do you think we will see white helmets this year? Good question, because the NFL did open up the avenue for a team to get an alternate helmet Remember, they used to have a rule teams can only have one helmet, and then starting this year, teams can now have 2 helmets. So I like the idea of getting a bit of a contrast helmet in there. I'd be for that. A white helmet, I think, would be pretty cool. I like the, white helmet, orange tops, brown tops, orange bottoms. That could be good. Adrian Winters coming in with a question about OTAs. Any rookie making some noise at OTAs? Ooh, good question, Adrian. It's difficult to have big takeaways from OTAs because they're just voluntary, non-padded practices, right? That's all OTAs are. They're not much more than that. So if I had to go with someone, what about David Bell? All right, a player who's gotten some reps with the first team in the slot, right where Jarvis was. So I think we're seeing a lot of noise from David Bell, who, by the way, is the most pro-ready rookie on this class. You know, that's his biggest pro coming out of Purdue, was that he is ready to go right now. So I would say David Bell has looked the best of the rookies so far. Haven't heard a ton from, I don't know, say a Perion Winfrey or Martin Emerson. Those are 2 popular names after the draft. But let's welcome David Bell to the Dog Pound. Type 18 down below in the comments section. Show him some love for joining the best team in the NFL. Type 18 is jersey number down in the comments. Question coming in once again from my guy Zach Skinner. Didn't get my question in the super chat, but will Nick Harris step up and be that guy? I think he will. I don't think Andrew Berry would move on from J.C. Tretter if he was not very confident in Nick Harris being able to make that step. He got some starts last season for the Browns. Who was it? Wyatt Teller the other day was singing the praises of this guy. So Harris, who hasn't had a ton of tape out on him so far, 5th-round pick from Cincinnati, I've liked what I've seen so far out of him. Big bonus I like over Harris, over Tretter, and I like J.C. Tretter a lot. He was a top 5 center in football last year. But Harris, he brings a little more athleticism to the position. And that is kind of the direction you're seeing a lot of offensive lines go. Another super chat. We got some lucky 7s going on from Herman. Go Browns. Go you, Herman. But appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Go Browns. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof. Appreciate the super chat, my dude. Make sure you, by the way, subscribe to get on future mailbags. So if your question's not on the show and you're wondering how you can get on screen, it's very simple. Hit that big red button and subscribe. If you love the Browns or if you hate the Steelers, whatever it may be, just join the channel by subscribing today.